Hi, welcome back, or if you're new, welcome. So this video is going to be the beginning of a journey in our pranayama practice. So pranayama in yoga is our breathing practice. So you might associate pranayama in yoga as these crazy breaths where people are doing all sorts of odd movements with their breath, or they're holding their breath for extended periods of time. We won't be doing that today. We're going to take it right the way back to basics. So the most important thing in a pranayama practice is a good foundation. Not only is it good to have that in your yoga practice, but it's a great thing to have in life. It's amazing how many people out there aren't connected to their breath, aren't paying attention to it, and just slight subtle changes in how we breathe can completely change how we feel and our ability to cope with our day well. So this week we are going to start with something nice and simple ratio breath. As it says on the tin, it's just breathing in ratios. So we will change the ratios, increase, and have a little play around with different ratios within our breath over the next few videos. But for this first one, nice and simple, we're just going to pay attention to the inhale and the exhale. So we'll be counting our inhale and then applying that count to our exhale, making the inhale and the exhale the same length. Now don't worry about what number you choose. It will come to you naturally. That number could change from different days, from different weeks, from different times in the day. Our breathing is changing all the time, and how we're feeling has a big impact on how we're breathing. So as we practice this, try not to put pressure on yourself to be breathing with a certain number. Maybe you've practiced this before and you're used to your inhale being a certain length. Just try to let go of that expectation. Try to let it be just what it is in this moment. So that's enough talking from me. Let's come to a comfortable seated position. So you could be sat in a chair, you could be sat cross-legged, you could be kneeling. If it's really not comfortable to be upright, you can always do this lying down. Excuse the clock, it shouldn't do that again. So, making sure you can sit up nice and tall, shoulders down and back, or if you're lying down, bring the shoulder blades down the back, neck nice and long. Make sure you're comfortable so you can fully expand the lungs. Lowering the gaze or closing the eyes. And just take a moment here before we start concentrating on the breath. Just check in with the body. Check in with how you feel within yourself. So maybe that's how you feel physically. Maybe it's how you feel emotionally or mentally. There's no right or wrong. One thing isn't better than the other. But just be aware of what's coming up for you in this moment. Checking in. Trying to fill your awareness with how you feel within yourself. See if there's any little adjustments you need to make to your position so that you can be more comfortable. The more comfortable you are, the more you can keep your awareness on your breath as we practice and not be distracted. And just letting go of stresses or tensions from the day, yourself to be fully present. Give yourself this time just to be in the present moment. Now let that awareness come to settle on the breath. And before we change or alter the breath, just notice how it's naturally flowing through the body. Without judgment, without expectation. As best as you can, try not to alter it. Just being aware of that inhale and exhale. Notice where the breath is naturally moving to in the body. Notice if it's smooth or if it sticks anywhere. Notice where you're breathing from. Are you breathing through the mouth or through the nose? Maybe you can tell if you're favoring the inhale or the exhale. Remember, no judgment, just that sense of curiosity. And then gently, without force, see if you can start to deepen the inhale and lengthen the exhale. Maybe you've found that naturally they have become slower and smoother simply by being aware of your breath. But see now if you can consciously slow that breath down. Find a steady rhythm. If it's possible to do so, if you can, breathing through the nose. Again, don't worry if this isn't possible. Maybe you've got a cold or hay fever. But whenever possible, trying to breathe through the nose. And think about sending that breath right the way down to the center of the body. See if you can picture that journey of the breath from the tip of the nose all the way into the body. Imagine it traveling right the way down to your belly. And then the exhale, it travels all the way back up and out of the body. And then we're going to, with the next inhale, count that inhale. So try and count steadily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whatever count works for you. Maybe you count to 4. Maybe you continue on to 8. Remember, no judgment, no right or wrong. Just find a count that works for you today. We'll take a few rounds like this. The count might be different each round, so just try and find that average number that works best. And then once you've found that number for your inhale, see if you can apply it to your exhale. Making the inhale and exhale the same length. Maybe once you've applied it to your exhale, you find you're feeling a little short of breath. So just lower that number for both inhale and exhale. Or maybe when you apply it to your exhale, you're finding the number is a little low. So just see if you can gently increase the inhale and bring it more in line with the exhale. Again, finding an average. Either bringing the inhale up to the exhale or bringing the exhale up to the inhale. Don't worry if it isn't working right away. This is something we can work on over time. And as we practice like this, we're strengthening the intercostal muscles. We're working on creating a healthier respiratory system. But we're also connecting into that core of our being. We're giving our mind and body time to center, almost like coming home to our own body. And then after your next exhale, letting go of the counting, just allowing the breath to return to its natural rhythm. Taking a moment to check in and notice how you feel within yourself. Notice if that's changed from when we started the pranayama practice. And then when you feel ready, start to bring the awareness back into the room. Maybe drop the chin down towards the chest. Give the shoulders a little roll. If you're lying down, wriggling fingers and toes. Maybe giving yourself a little stretch and then coming up to sitting. When you feel ready, gently flutter the eyes open. Give the body a really good stretch. Sigh that breath out. Wonderful. So thank you for joining me. As I say, in future videos, we will start to work on different ratios. But I'd invite you, if you can, to practice this first video for maybe once every day for a week. Even if you don't have time to pop the video on, just find a quiet moment in the day, count your inhale, match your exhale. See if you can make that commitment to yourself to do it once every day, and just notice how you feel and notice how it changes throughout the week. Maybe practice at different times of the day and see if there's any difference in when you practice. Just use that little sense of curiosity about your breath and see what happens. So I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Om Shanti.